Okay, this is quiz corrections. Need to make sure you show your work. This guy right here simply coefficient is 1, so you love me. Let's get a darker pen in. This becomes x, that becomes x minus, because I see a minus, minus times a minus is a negative. Must show your tree. That tree turns out to be 1, 28, 2, 14, 4, 7, minus, minus. That becomes my minus, that becomes my 11. So this guy right here becomes 4 and 7. This guy right here, most people miss because you got to pull out that 3 first. X squared minus 4x minus 21. Now you factor that, and that turns out to be x, negative, negative times a negative is a positive. That turns out to be a 7 and a 4. This guy right here is a 5, so he's going to be bridge over troubled water. So that gives me 40. That gives me 5x squared minus 20x plus 2x minus 8, because that comes from my tree. Mama said 2 bites at a time. You pull out a 5x. You left with an x minus 4. You put out a negative 4. Sorry, this should be a 2x right here. You pull out a negative 2. You left with x to plus 2x. You pull out a positive 2. You left with x minus 4. These cancel. You left with 5x plus 2. X minus 4. This guy right here, pull out a what? Of 3 first. You're left with x squared, 4x squared plus 9. That's a plus sign. You can't factor that any farther. That is the sum of two squareds. This right here is the difference of two perfect squareds. So that becomes 11x negative, because I see 1, plus 16y. 16 times 16 is 256. What can you pull out of here first? You pull out a 5, 3 A's, and 2 B's. I'm left with 15b squared minus 11a. Done. Multiply, check your work. Pull out a negative sign here. Negative 2x, pull out a negative 2x. You're left with an x squared minus 3x. Becomes a plus because we took out a negative sign. Negative 28. Factor this. That turns out to be x negative plus. From the tree, I get 7 and 4. You come over here, you have 15x squared plus 14x minus 8. Bridge over troubled water. That gives me 120. Factor 120, you get 1, 120, 2, 60, 3, 40, 4, 30. Come up here to finish my tree. Actually, I should have some more room down here. 5, 24, 6, 20, 8, 15, 10, and 12. If you notice, this guy here is negative because I see a negative, I see a plus. 20 minus 6 is 14. So that guy becomes 15x squared plus 20x minus 6x minus 8. What can I pull out? 5x. I'm left with 3x plus 4. Pull out a minus 3, a minus 2. I'm left with 3x plus 4. Messy. Kill it. You're left with 5x minus 2, 3x plus 4. Okay, that's the first sheet. So let's go catch the back side. Here's the back side. You gotta solve these. So all you're doing is factor x minus 7 minus 4 equals 0. This is a 4. All you gotta do is look at the answer, change the sign, divide by the number in front. X equals 7. Change the sign, divide by the number in front. X equals 4. You have 3x squared minus 12x minus 63. You've got 3x squared minus 4x minus 21. 3 zoom x and that's a 4. So one of these got to be negative, one's got to be positive. This is a 7, this is a 4. Get it from your tree. So that becomes, actually this should be a 3 because 7 times 3 is 21. So just look at your answers. Divide by 3, divide by 3. You have x minus 7, x plus 3. So now all you have to do is x equals 7 and x equals negative 3. Save time. If you recall on the other part of the quiz, I gave you this problem right here on the front side right there, 15x squared plus 14x minus 8. So all you had to do, oops, sorry, wrong problem. Bridge over troubled water again. Let's kick it way up here so you can see what we're doing. Actually, I'm going to clear all this right here so I can have room. Grab the eraser. Okay, didn't want to erase. No big deal. We'll just keep cooking. This guy right here is 5x squared minus 18x minus 8 equals 0. Bridge over troubled water gives me 5x squared minus 18x minus 40 equals 0. That gives me 5x squared. From my tree, I get minus 20x plus 2x. Really don't have enough room here, so let's just go ahead and minus 18x. Let's get a new sheet. 5x minus 18x minus 8. 5x squared minus 18x minus 8 equals 0. Multiply, that gives me 40. This gives me 140. That gives me 220. That gives me 410. That gives me 5, 8, 6, 7. Make the U-turn. Negative, 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 because I see a negative. First times last is a plus. So that becomes 39. That becomes 18. That becomes 6. That becomes 3. I've got my 18. Needs to be negative. 5x squared minus 20x plus 2x minus 8 equals 0. underline what comes out. 5x, x minus 4 plus 2, x minus 4 equals 0. Cancel, cancel. 5x plus 2. What's left? X minus 4. Now, how do you find your pieces? Set them equal to 0. X equals what? Change the sign. Divide by the number in front. 2 over 5. X equals what? Change the sign. Divide by the number in front. Done. Alright, you need to make sure you work this. You need to save this. Watch the videos. Do whatever you got to do to make sure you got this. Last day to retest is Monday, February the 23rd from 2:30 until 4. Thanks.